What's up? I'm live, and I don't know, more Satisfactory. That's what this channel is, because, you know, FNR keeps getting cancelled, and what's GTA? So, Satisfactory and Pokemon. That's what you get. Why does GTA have to essentially be dead? Why does nobody else seem to be interested in getting a 5M server up and running? Can't do it on my own. Not reasonably. Anyway, enough of that. Yeah, hi. The beginning of the stream, I'm here, and it's time to do Satisfactory, except I already finished the last factory off stream because... I don't know why. I just did. I was gonna work on it a little bit off stream, and then I kept working on it, and I kept working on it, and before I knew it, I was finishing it up, and that's part of why I didn't stream last night. That and, you know, also there was no FNR. Because Max and EJ both were apparently busy or something. So, maybe next week. Or maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. As for Satisfactory, though, I did some more things off stream besides finish the factory, but we'll get into that as we go. Which, I guess, without further ado, let's get into it. I don't think there's anything else really to touch on, so... do it. Game capture should appear, and there's the audio, because I forgot to enable that. And, yeah, 7 offline saves. Again, the last time I streamed this was Monday. And just immediately, let's do this.
Milestone reached. Project part number 9, nuclear pasta, can be created in the particle accelerator. The accelerator has vast and fluctuating power demands, depending on the recipe, so will need careful integration with your factory. Fix-It does not waste, so nuclear waste can be refined by the particle accelerator into plutonium for reuse in the nuclear power plant. Fun fact: Fix-It psychologists suggest factory designs reflect the minds of their creators in unexpected ways. On an unrelated note, your infrastructural choices have been interesting.
That's probably the most interesting one of them all, considering, well, it's not even finished, but... yeah. So, yeah, we're done with Tier 8, and the only thing left in Tier 7 is the hazmat suit, which requires aluminum and filters, so I'm not going to touch it for now. Even though I could use the 3 extra slots. Kind of. Yeah, with that being said, let's just go and do that. And then I can do this. I don't remember what was entirely done off stream. I think that one was already done. I unlocked the smart split, or the programmable splitter. I did power pole Mark IIIs, which don't have anything interesting. Geothermal generator, on the other hand.
Geothermal generator unlocked. Geysers added to the object scanner.
So,
when
yeah, there's
life
some
gives
stuff.
you lemons, make lemonade. When life gives you deadly geothermal vents, run directly towards them and build generators. Use potentially lethal natural phenomena for your own benefit. It's the Fix-It way.
So she says. There's also stun rebar, but then also these two.
Stun rebar ammo unlocked. This applies a moderate electric charge to the target, capable of stunning small creatures and moderately delaying larger ones. This is quite atomically exciting. That was a physics joke.
Ha ha ha. You as well? I was making more power shards.
Milestone reached. Drones provide automated low-capacity aerial transport between drone stations. Stations need to be supplied with any kind of fuel for the drones to function. Fixit had several restrictions in place prohibiting creative use of drones. I have since removed those because I think no pioneer would ever misuse Fixit property right under their noses. Especially since everything is recorded.
Even in the bathroom. Though, to be fair, there is a door here. See the handle? There is a shutter you could close, although I wouldn't doubt that they put a camera somewhere in here. Then there was the other one that I did. I just wanted to get these done. Also, alt
The
recipes.
Miner Mark III provides top-of-the-line resource extraction potential, making it even easier to contribute to project assembly. Project part number 8, the thermal propulsion rocket, is the most complex project part of this phase as it requires turbo motors, and thus requires your best. Fixit didn't think pioneers such as you could get this far. I am glad we have both proven them wrong.
Copper powder. You can even buy compacted coal. Honestly, 100 compacted coal for one ticket isn't the worst thing. I wouldn't actually do it, though. Oh, turbo vermers are available now. As are supercomputers. Package rocket fuel is there. Pressure conversion cube. 8 tickets. Ouch. I will note, I did have to use some tickets. I'm down, I think, 19 total, as the power shards are topped up. But, on the other hand, the computer factory is up and running, and some of it is already overflowing into an awesome sink. Yeah, that was in the 100,000s and not by much previously. Now it's 368,000, and it's only going to get higher as more stuff overflows. So you can see the computers are done completely, in terms of feeding into the dimensional depot at least. Circuit boards are good, and AI limiters also are accounted for in that. And while that ticks away, let's just go quickly look at the factory, because, like I said, I kind of finished it off stream, so how did I do it? Well, I'm not doing that again. It's off over there where you can't really see it too well because it's behind a lot of shit. I don't care to build that way either, which is part of why that is still only one-sided. So, yeah, you can see the belts over there. Went off a little too soon, honestly. Any trains? Nope. No cheap now. So yeah, honestly, if anybody's gonna complain about my building style with the floating things, I'm just gonna quick fab a like minimalist sci-fi hover thing thruster, and just start placing that on the bottom of everything. Because I mean, look. We're on a different planet, right? Shit is kind of ridiculous with how it works, and there's a fucking space elevator. Okay, over that away. Hi, other train. It's hard to see, but there's a space elevator. Like, suspend your police for just a little bit. Nothing has to actually make sense. Line storm. Just this line. In theory, there should be no train up there anymore. And there's not. Yeah, that's literally the only line, and it's just bringing ores in. But yeah, there's a level here. And there's a level there as well. The last time I was streaming, it was these machines here. and those there, and I think none of this, and certainly none of that, was up and running. So, yeah. Also, my balancer works well. I upgraded a number of the belts to be Mark IV belts, except where I needed to actually be limiting speed, so you can see a couple of Mark I belts around the place, because those are explicitly meant to be speed limited. Because I was trying to subtract 60 off of that line. Or something like that. But yeah, the balancer works. Working as intended, and let me tell you, getting this nonsense up and running was a pain in the ass, because fucking recycled plastic leading into recycled rubber, leading into recycled plastic, leading into recycled rubber, you know, both using fuel from the blenders, which are using the heavy oil residue from over here, but over here is providing polymer resin to these, which are producing rubber to feed into the recycled plastic. You got 5 different sets of machines all running based off of one another, and it's such a headache to get up and running. You basically have to preload everything and then let it go from there, which is why some of it is stuttering, but it's actually fine because it's been running stably for multiple hours at this point. Which is good, because I don't want to have to deal with it ever again. Did I set up oil processing? Did I set up deuterium processing? I honestly... I just call this oil? This is iron. Yeah, I don't remember what I had done on stream, but there's iron there, deuterium here, copper here, which you can see. Deuterium goes out to there. Copper goes out even further. Yeah. And then, what, down here is, well, some more load balancing when mods. I'm being patient, but this sort of shit, I mean, that's the easy stuff. The one over here, I need my auto balancers. This nonsense that you have to do in vanilla is bullshit. You can also see I use signs to tell myself. Actually, did I set some of this up on stream? I don't honestly remember. Again, I don't remember what I did and what I didn't do on stream, but I used signs to tell myself what was what, and there's a plastic AI limiter assembler here that's slooped, because I decided to do that. So, and even if these inputs here are a little backed up, it's fine, because all they're backing up are these, which aren't, you know, reliant on anything else, unlike over there. But yeah, you can see I had to do some funkiness here with routing things such that they could squeeze between these belts. And then I sorted them back out, and then sorted them back out, and hello. One running along the roof there. There's load balancing here to try and get exact distributions, like there's 700 going through there, and then there's, well, 60 going off this way, and basically I needed 1178 for one set, 700 over there. I needed the 120 or whatever is back there, which got split off very early, but then between that and that, I needed 2520 to go up. And, you know, that wasn't even all of it. Let me get the MAM real quick. Also, yeah, there's the drone port. Drone and drone port. Well, that's highly disappointing. I didn't want either of those, so I'm just going to let that be and let it go. That way neither of those recipes come up again. So yeah, more load balancing to distribute between these rows to make circuit boards, and these are all running decently well. Some of the ones up front are underclocked, but not all of them are. These are kind of backstuffing on iron a bit, end cable, which is fine. Again, you see some of them going yellow. All that's going to do is back up the refineries over there, which whoop-de-doo. All the way back here is cables. So literally the iron wire comes around, it gets turned into cables, and then that goes up to the next floor. All the circuit boards, which are slowly but surely making their way out, come over here, get redistributed, because, again, 200, 30, and 45. And once again using Mark IV belts in spots to just hurry things along, because it's a long trip. So I wanted to speed it up. And then we'll get to that. You can see over here I brought the Caterium, or the quick wire, and I have multiple inputs. These originally were, stuff back here. But basically, I decided to try and figure out, because if you look at these, I have a number of 360s, and a few more, one more 360. I figured out I could take them and just basically add an extra 60. Mark 1, Mark 1, Mark 1, and these are all smart splitters. Just add an extra 60 to 360 and it becomes 420. Which, haha, weed number, but that's actually important. And then the final one is just a regular splitter, because it's just 120 at that point. And it comes back to here to add into this, which is having other stuff. But basically, what this ends up with, 6 420 per minute belts, which get stacked and make an absolute wall back here, which you might have saw earlier. Because as it turns out, these high-speed connector crafters, or manufacturers, require 210 a minute. Or, you put two of them together, 210 times 2 is 420. So, each belt comes in and supplies a pair. And then circuit boards and cabling goes in underneath. It took a while to get these all backstuffed such that they're running, and you can see actually underneath there the circuit boards are backing up to some degree. So yeah, that's building high-speed connectors, and I've got ample high-speed connectors heading off that way. And then you can see there, again, belts for transport. We're making computers here, and they're split such that some of them go this way and the rest go that way, and yeah, that belt back there actually. Oh yeah, I noticed that when you zoom the camera in while in hoverpack mode, this happens, so that's fun. But that one wraps around and goes to the other side, because it just so happens that these here are the perfect amount for these two, which are crafting supercomputers, which are also slooped. It unfortunately does mean I've used up 10 of my remaining 30 summer sloops, well, technically 32, but 30 that I have on hand summer sloops just here, the 8 there up here and the 2 down there. But supercomputers being crafted 10 a minute, and that leads us over to this contraption where you can see overflow is being sent over this way, and it's all merging up and going into here. I mean, honestly, here, do this. I do have access to Mark V stuff, but I'm trying to conserve my aluminum because I don't have a lot of it. There, now it just flows really quickly. Unfortunately, nothing else is backed up, but like AI limiters, they're being produced slowly, so they'll build up over time. Circuit boards they took the longest just to get working properly. So, they'll get there when they get there. These are almost backstuffed. A little bit more, and then they'll be overflowing into this one. Computers, obviously, are already overflowing, and then supercomputers have obviously got a ways to go. But, supercomputers. What's on top of the containers? That's the dimensional depot uploader geek. I don't know why that suddenly spiked up, but it did. It shouldn't. There's nothing else overflowing. But I'll take it. So, yeah. It ain't pretty, but this is my computer and related components factory, and now, like I said before, you know, everything in here, not radio control units, but AI limiters and computer components, which are up here somewhere, supercomputers, high-speed connectors, circuit boards, computers, they're all fully stocked and will remain fully stocked. So, yeah, this factory is done. It's running stably. It has been running stably. Long enough, obviously, for computers and almost high-speed connectors to back stuff. In fact, any minute now, this should actually back stuff there. And I was toying around with the idea of having that high-speed connector line, you know, I mean, actually, it should be fine. Like, these have 100% uptime, right? Yeah. There's no way that they're not fine as it is. Been running, so I'm not going to worry about it. Anyway, any minute now. Yeah, just a few more and that'll be good. So with this factory done, we can move on to the next one. And the reason why I'm doing the research in the MAM is because, well, I kind of want to make sure I have all the recipes available to me before I go and start building the next thing, because the next factory is ridiculous. I don't know if you've noticed, but I don't have any aluminum products up and running at all. I don't have, so, you know, that's like the aluminum sheets and stuff, but also heat sinks, cooling systems. Obviously, I only just unlocked turbo groomers earlier, despite having already had the research done by the time I went live. I only did that earlier today, because I only decided earlier today to do it. But I haven't even made heavy modular frames yet. So I'm a little behind on stuff like that. And also that right there is exactly why I did all but that final research off stream, because I knew it would take a while for the freighter to re-enter, and we were going to be waiting way too long for things to actually wrap up. So, yeah, with that factory being done and with not having other things done, it's about time we go and take care of those things. And I think I found the spot where I want to go and do all this stuff, and it's a ways away. Fortunately, I already just so happen to have this line of power towers strung up, so that's convenient. Because it's going to be a few minutes before we get to where I want to go, and I'm going to have to run these more as I go as well. I guess I can show you what I started on a couple weeks ago off stream before abandoning because I just couldn't be bothered. And, you know, I was kind of working on the computer factory as well. Oh, you know what I was going to do? Well, that's going along. Let's see. I do that. Come on. Oh, why do you never remember your settings? Sure. And then I do that. And then I do that. Yes, it's more Pokemon music. I'm just reusing the thing that I've been using. That I usually use as of late. I'm still not gonna make music a regular thing on the channel, but every now and again, maybe. And of course, this is not being recorded. It is being saved on the VOD because I'm not reworking my, well, maybe at this point with all how little multiplayer shit is going on anymore. Maybe I should, but I'm already using all the audio tracks, so I can't afford a track 2 for the VOD. Because Twitch won't be happy with my current track 2, even though it would be valid, it's 320 kilobit. So they wouldn't like that, because you're only allowed 320 kilobit per second for the audio, period. Whoops. Get me back up there. So yeah, like I said, I built this out over here in anticipation of building a factory, and this is the start of it. Don't mind the mess with the pylons. It's temporary. It was literally just to allow me to fly all around, but this is as far as it got. I don't even have miners set up or anything. There's a node down here. But yeah, just a bunch of pure iron and pure copper foundries, and then there's copper sheets here. So this, whenever I get around to completing this, this is going to be my quote-unquote starter item factory, where, you know, iron sheets and iron rods and your reinforced sheets and modular frames and rotors and copper stuffs and limestone. Basically, any of the early game resources will be done out here. But I haven't gotten back around to actually dealing with it. So for now, it just remains like that. That was a nice flash. I think I want to just cut over that way from here. Also, I'm going to want this, and I feel like it's been 10 minutes, but I don't remember seeing a notification, so maybe it's while I was tabbed out, or maybe I just missed it otherwise. Still not what I'm looking for. Hard drive. Scan. I mean, turbo pressure motor is a good option to have, I guess. It requires pressure conversion cubes, which I don't know about that. But it does make 2 turbo motors. So, I don't know. We're gonna go somewhere off this way. And basically just run power cables down the coast, because that's where I want to be. Wire's too long there, so yeah, let's set up here. Of course, I can't actually reach that from here. Oh yeah, particle accelerator's unlocked now. This rotated the right way? It is. Where am I looking for? Right there. How does that actually look? Nothing's too in the way? This tree's in the way a bit. Oh, and of course I don't have any. Where did those go? Like, they're not on me. But I don't see them. Where'd they go? I dragged them over here, but I think I overshot. But they're not in my inventory anymore. But they didn't go into here because they wouldn't have been able to refill in time, so there would have been some left. I don't see anything on the ground though. Oh, they're literally just floating up in the air. Well, I was trying to put them back to some degree, but good enough. Wild area north, huh? I definitely prefer the hover pack in general, but jetpack is obviously superior, especially when it comes to being able to travel without electricity, which is obviously a bit of a problem at the moment. I can't actually see from up here. Damn it! Hit the wrong button. There we go. Useless photo. Oh, my UI was missing there. I'm gonna flick that on again just for a moment so I can not waste fuel doing this. Yeah, sure, that works. Alright. I did not get a very good jump there. Hey, kiosk. I feel like, even though I could go further, I want to wrap it around this corner a bit, so somewhere around here would probably be good. Oh. Yeah.
Follow the vein to the altar and chant.
Yeah, that looks good right off the bat. A little short because I went backwards. Just clear out these trees. Clear out these trees. Yeah, don't need to clear out the short ones, just the tall ones. That looks built up sufficiently, almost. Almost. Alright. Re-equip that, dump that, and we go this way. I feel like I'm not getting very good launches off of things. It was fine up until I got here, and then it became too uneven. go. Now, how far along the coast do I actually want to go? I'm not sure. Because I want resources that are up here, but I also want resources that are down here. So I might do like a 3-part factory, maybe? Stuff processed up here, stuff processed down here. Excuse me, and then it comes together in the center somewhere? I don't know. Actually, don't need to use fuel at all. What's the goal of over here? What isn't the goal of over here? That's really where we're at. I need aluminum products. I need heavy modular frames. I need things related to nitrogen. I need turbo vermers. You know, like I need a whole bunch of shit. And you know what? Let's just do it all at once because why not? Okay, good, it's finally ending. Wild area themes are very long. Let's see. In theory, this factory will probably be producing aluminum sheets, aluminum casings, cooling systems, fused modular frames, heavy modular frames, radio control units, turbo motors, packaged fuel, and regular fuel. Though, to be fair, the last two are just to ensure that... Well, okay. The regular fuel is for power generation, just because there's the capacity to do that much. The packaged fuel is actually for gaining resources. Because I need quartz, and quartz is, pretty remote. Is this gonna get in the way here, this arch? That's kind of really annoying, actually. Like, it's gonna be fine, but... This is the mansion. Fire red leaf green. From one fire red leaf green track to another. There's the ma'am. Alright, heat fused frames, finally. Let's see. So heat fused frames. Select reward. Let me just mark this off as well, because I need to do this in multiple recipes, basically. Heat fused frames and turbo electric motor. No, turbo pressure motor. I don't know if that changes anything. Let's look at the sources. Aluminum went down. Deuterium might have changed. Quartz went up. So you're 100% going to try and use those recipes. Okay. We'll see about that. So, turbo pressure motor, and then basically I just start choosing uranium alternate recipes, or plutonium. Yeah, sure, instant plutonium. Why not? Scan. I want to see the visualization. Just add water. It's still using turbo electric motors. I don't know. Factory power consumption did go down just at the cost of more quartz. Not sure I like that change, though. Where are the fused frames? Heavy modular frames. Heat fused frames, which is... Yes, that's what I just unlocked. You know, I might be consuming too much oil. So if I was to set that back down, it drops the quartz back down. Okay, that makes sense. Although, hold on. Hold on. So, funny thing, actually. If I go with more quartz usage, it will actually consume slightly less power. That said, I don't want to do that. Alright, well that's not really optimal, but whatever. I have to basically figure out how much fuel I want to produce out of this factory, because if I just tell it, maximize it, it's going to fuck with everything else and it's going to throw off. Like, I don't want to use that much quartz. This factory, as it is claiming over 1% of the available quartz on the map. That's not the most it could, but I don't really want to keep pushing that higher. Also using over 2% of nitrogen on the map. So I just want to try and be reasonable with things, and yeah. Stupid loosening. Let's see, power tower. This theme wouldn't even be present in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, would it? Or would it? I don't know. I don't know if this is early enough in the game or not. Like, if this was upon first visit to Aether Paradise, or if this was later in the game. It might be first visit. Of course, if you're not familiar with Pokemon, especially Gen 7 in particular, you wouldn't be able to answer the question. You wouldn't know. Oh, right. Yeah, that clears. Not by much, but I mean, very clearly. Yeah, that works. I want to keep sending it down this way, though. White area. I, of course, claimed this hard drive many weeks ago. Those are just stators. In fact, it was so long ago that it was actually done on stream during that one stream where I ventured around the map and, you know, got hard drives and the like while I was out and about. Let me just keep going this way down the coast. Honestly, I can probably stop around down here. Yeah, like the next time it runs out, I'll just stop, because I think that should be plenty far enough. You don't have to place so high up, but whatever. Is that submerged over there? Just hard to tell. Yeah, it does pop out a little bit. I'm trying not to build things into the ground because, you know, I don't want to waste objects more than necessary, and I really don't want to build things into areas where I can no longer access them. While we're down here, before we actually get to setting things up though, I want to go explore a little bit, because there's a certain feature of this world that I've only seen a little ever. And I mean, that much should tell you what I'm referring to. By the way, that iron node might be one that I'm using. What is this, the intro? Yes. That limestone node I'll probably be using. And then there's a Caterium node right there that I'll be using, because it's just about the only Caterium in the area. Anything interesting out here? Concrete, plates, rotors, no. Again, got the hard drive ages ago because, well, I literally have all the hard drives. There it is. No man's land. Just gonna casually fly over the void as you do. Only visited here a little bit in the past because you were never really properly able to, and there's nothing really to see out here. But at the same time, you know, like, not a bad place to be. But thanks to the world border changes in 1.0, some of which were questionable perhaps, but others allowed for this. Literally never seen this before. The backside of No Man's Land. I don't think they really call it No Man's Land anymore, but, like, that's how I know it. Now, of course, travel far long enough, and you're still gonna get into the world border. But I mean, look, you never used to be able to come back here without mods. Or, you know, just a shit ton of healing. And yet, I'm all the way out over here now. Hey, there we go. I'm gonna have to land just to refill my jetpack. But yeah, there you go. That's roughly where the world border is. It crosses right there. I could probably stand on that bit of grass there. Definitely on that island, and here as well. Because the world border comes down at an angle kind of like this, right? Or some... I don't know if it comes down more like that, or if it's shallower. I don't remember. I mean, I could literally just look. Oh, I see. Actually. So that little island there is actually at the flat part of the world border. So it's actually diagonaled out here. So yeah, these islands are completely cut off. Even though the map goes that far down. I mean, you saw how fast I was taking damage. Fertile, sure, because it's near the top. I hate that. Fortunately, it's a recipe I don't care about. You know, plutonium? I'm not getting to that anytime soon. It's so sketch. Yeah, there's nothing out here. It's obviously not a large concern, not a big concern for the devs to fix things like that out here. Does it, kiosk? Well, that's good. And that's why you go with liquid biofuel for your jetpack. Unless you're using, like, rocket fuel or something. Liquid biofuel all the way. Oh, cool, kiosk. That's great. Hell, so that's the island where you start hitting the world border, and I mean, you can see, I don't know if it's just LODs or what, but I'd imagine that there's not much in the way of foliage out that way. Because, well, you never used to even be able to get this far out. Where I am was Death Plane. Well, not Death Plane, but damage. Top of rock, they clipped into the ground for flavor. Nice. And that's why you try to not die in bad spots. Not that you can help it sometimes. Kind of crazy. I've literally never been able to look at this area this much. I didn't know it looked like this at all. Ah, yeah, that makes sense. Alright, well. That was no man's land. I'm gonna go back this way. Actually, I might head over this way first. Just to get a bit of, I can totally go all the way to land. Again, this is why liquid biofuel is... Yeah, this is why. This is why you use it. Just lasts so long. Already been an hour? Jesus. I mean, it's saying caution, but I'm still going. And yeah, okay, I lost a fair amount of altitude, which helped, but... Liquid biofuel MVP. Well, I've been there on stream now. That's what I was waiting for. Get the ore. Oh yeah, there's one literally right there, isn't there?
This is a shrine to windows and weaving.
Yeah, there's your Windows message, kiosk. It's definitely not talking about Windows, the OS. Something like that. Yeah, Windows and weaving, I think, is what it is saying. Let's see, if I switch over here, the music should continue. Wish those had subtitles. Yeah, it would be nice. to actually be able to understand what they're saying beyond just consume. But oh well. Doesn't matter that much. Anyway, as the bot said, it's time for a break. First break of the stream. I'm just going to take a few minutes to stand up, stretch, and get away from the computer for a little bit. During this time, I am going to run some ads. It's the only time during the stream that I run ads besides the beginning and end, and it just ensures that the gameplay itself is completely ad-free at the cost of running some ads when you don't have to really watch them. Mute the tab, put it on in the background. Pause the stream if you must, or subscribe is also an option, but if you don't want to do that, then fair enough. When I come back, we'll continue with, well, we'll actually get started on the factory now that I've got all the recipes that I need. And yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, enjoy the music. I'll BRB. how long it's going to be before we hear this theme in the Professor Oak Challenge playthrough. We're so close. I'm down to, what, about 10 Pokemon left? Also, hi, I'm back. Yeah, I think it's, as of earlier today, 10 Pokemon left to complete the Dex research on, but the problem is 2 of them are, okay, not completely, but partially out of my hands. Caesar requires merit points, which you only get from satchels, and satchels give anywhere from like 50 to 100 merit points, and they only spawn once every 3 in-game hours. And by IRL hours. But you have to be in-game for them to go up. But, yeah. It could take quite a while on that front, and then Cherim, I need to encounter like another 6 or 7 out of trees, and that's up to RNG, and I haven't seen any Cherubi, let alone Cherim, spawn in trees, or at all, in the last couple days, so that's great. But hey, at least the hardest thing left outside of those 2 Pokemon is probably Vespiquen, since I have to get 3 more that are large. 3 more large specimen to evolve, which, you know, not only hard enough because you have to figure out which Combi are large enough, but also they have to be female. Anyway, that's Pokemon talk. We're here for Satisfactory tonight. So let's switch back now that this music track is playing Lake Caverns. So, yeah. I'd like to go explore over there. That looks like some fun terrain and some snowy mountains in the background. There's no snow on this map. I'm gonna go over there. I'll die long before I get there, of course, but I'd like to explore it. Alright, so just to give you an idea of what this facility is going to be producing, so that you have an idea for how large it's going to be. I already said it's going to be producing fuel, packaged fuel, aluminum casings, aluminum sheets, heavy modular frames, fused modular frames, radio control units, turbo motors, and cooling systems, right? That's 9 different things. 2 of which are there, well, again, 1 for getting resources, and then the other is to offset some of the power consumption. But the actual required resources... Alright, water doesn't really matter because you're limited by the number of pumps you can place. You're not limited by the resource available. You're limited by the physical space which the pumps occupy, or the water extractors. Pumps are different because they go on the pipelines themselves. So, I'm still using, like, almost 3,500 water, though. But, you know, in theory, there's an infinite amount of water available. Not really, but it's effectively infinite. I mean, I'll be using about 160 raw quartz a minute, which is going to be interesting, because I'm going to try using drones to get the quartz. I don't know how well that's going to go, but we'll see. 280 nitrogen gas, which is not that bad. There's a nitrogen vent somewhere along this ridge up on top, I believe. Limestone is just back over there. We passed it earlier. I'm going to need 360 limestone, 280 nitrogen gas, so not that much. 280 nitrogen gas is kind of a lot because it's over 2% of what's on the map, but it's also not a lot. Iron is actually the resource I need the most of outside of water. At so close, 1268.44 iron ore per minute. That's actually so much iron that it's over 1.3% of what's available on the map. And iron is plentiful, so that's a decent amount. I'm going to need 1 normal node's worth of oil. Fully overclocked, of course. 465 copper, 104 coal. I might drone that in as well, but it's probably not worth it. It's close enough. Caterium, 128 effectively, and then bauxite is the second highest resource outside of water at a little under 1100 ore per minute. So it's a fair amount. And the visualization of all the crafting that's going into this, it's kind of ridiculous. Here, let's see, I can do this real quick. I don't know why you would do that, game, but let me just fix some things for you. And then I have to do that. And that. That's the visualization. I can't make this box any taller. That's just how big it is. And if I zoom this in at all, it barely fits. But yeah, it's one zoom level off of being... I mean, you can hover over and see what things are doing, but... yeah. What is that? Nitrogen. Yeah, so obviously, like, I can zoom way in, but you can just see, like, there's fuel going all over the place, there's iron stuffs and screws. Screws. I don't want to make screws. Copper rotors is what you figured would be the most efficient? Excuse me. Fortunately, the only thing that I've noticed having circular crafting is the aluminum, which is to be expected. Yeah, it might be, Kiosk. Where is it? There is some recycled plastic feeding recycled rubber, but recycled rubber is not feeding back into recycled plastic. However, residual rubber is. But there's still no cyclical crafting for that, at least. It's only for the alumina solution. So that's good, at least. Also, in order to craft radio control units, I'll be crafting computers. It's debatable as to whether or not RCUs would be worth crafting over here versus at the other factory. But if I bring this back, I get this out of the way. You know, pretty much no matter how you look at it, you want aluminum involved because heat sinks still require aluminum. And yeah, there's not really any aluminum over that side of the map. I mean, there is, but pretty much if you want aluminum, you have to stay in this part of the map. There's a central band that contains pretty much all of the bauxite nodes. And, you know, in theory I could get some of the bauxite from down here or over here, but then... yeah, it's very equatorial, quote-unquote. Like Kiosk said. Also, apparently I've never been to the Samor node here, because it's all shadowed. There is a node there. I know that for a fact, because I've seen it. Yeah, I mean, you can see I've covered most of the map at this point, or uncovered. Interesting how I've missed that area and that area. Right there is understandable, that's the tall arch. But yeah, there's some spots, even right here. Those will probably get cleared up as I work on this stuff. Yeah, the radars aren't the worst idea in the world. Also, I still need to get up to this point on stream, because I want to do that on stream. I don't know what happened here. I don't know what that's about. I promise you I haven't been up there, because that's behind the world border to some degree. Is that hidden on this? Was that done tonight? Actually, that's almost all of that is probably behind the world border. Wait. Oh, I don't have my save open. Okay. Never mind then. Yours is the same way, Geek? But you're also building up here. I'm not. I have been back around here, clearly, but that's it. That's interesting. Well, whatever. Funny how all that is shown to be a thing. Ain't been out there. Oh well. So where are all these nodes? You know, honestly... Yeah, it does seem a little bit off. Let's grab this. Nothing's changed since then. Yeah. Yeah, Geek. Because that's the part of the world border that they moved in on us. Unfortunately. Now, you know what's funny? Okay, that is purely the game showing that. I load up my save in the calculator interactive map. Map? Did I really just say map? Map? Fuck's sake. And this isn't there. This is still clouded over. So this is purely an in-game visual thing. Also, yeah, this is just about within the world border. Much further, and you're behind it. So interesting. Alright, so yeah, all those nodes are down there. Which is to say they're over here. It's a sunrise. Good, we skipped the night by just delaying. Yes, I'm literally just doing this to be able to hover pack. There's a slug there. Come on. Triangulation. Yeah, now I can fly. I don't know, but right now, no. Right now, there's no modding of this game because it's not been updated yet. They're working on it still. But I'm not one for the aesthetics of stuff, so yeah, visual mods, I don't know. Well, there's two nodes. Is there a third one down this way, or it's back here somewhere? I mean, I guess I could just do this. There it is. Oh, that's why. One of those nodes. Found it. Visually, there's nothing there, but the node does exist. It's fixit.app geek. There's even a linked version of it. like I said, the mods are not working at the moment. They've not been updated. So it's gonna still be at least a little while before you have any mod support, let alone actual mods available for the game. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Yeah, there are still some mods available from the past update that you can probably see on there. But anything for 1.0 shouldn't be out because no support. Hey look, immersive sphere. Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna skip that because that tends to get claimed. It's not gonna be on YouTube, but still.
Your waves lap at our shores.
When will you land?
Waves lap at our shores, when will you learn? So that's a limestone node. And over here as well, there is a lack of power. I'll clean those up later. North Province. There it is. So the fun thing about all these nodes right here, the 3 iron nodes, 2 limestone, and 1 copper node, and the Caterium node over there, over there, literally that one. Just about see it. Don't mind the hand textures. That node. All these nodes are pure nodes. So yeah, we can get lots of stuff. And if you remember earlier, well, actually it was already unlocked, but I replayed the message. Mark III miners. Now I can't place too many of these without buying more shit from the awesome shop, because as you can see, I only have enough for 2 miner Mark IIIs. But we can get a lot of resources. Unfortunately, I can't take full advantage of these nodes at the moment because no, that button. You know, I've not got all this done, and Mark 6 belts are behind tier 5 or phase 5. I'm thinking sooner rather than later, I'm just going to go ahead and craft. I keep hitting the wrong buttons. Just go ahead and craft these. Nuclear pasta is going to be the biggest issue, obviously. Access recipe using so I don't even know what it is. Kiosk, so I'm not looking forward to finding that out, honestly. But I'll find out about it at some point. Hopefully sooner than not. Let me have a look. I didn't really look into this too much ahead of time because I kind of had to wait until I got the last alternate recipes before I fully settled on what I was doing. Oh. Well, that doesn't sound ideal, kiosk. Let's see. Oil is not around this area. Coal I don't care about. I'm gonna need to get steel done at some point. Steel cast plates, you say? That is a choice. God. Okay, it's my secondary, technically tertiary display with the way I use it. But just dragging around this grid of icons that I showed you earlier on stream, right? All the stuff on it, that is laggy. I've never noticed it being laggy. Not that I tend to drag it around a lot, but like, this is... wow. I'm just gonna start dragging the basic resources that are here over. Quartz, Ethereum needs to go down. Copper needs to go down, so I can just see, like, what am I using these resources, well, how many of these resources am I making, and how worth it is it to me to just make them all down here. I think it's very much worth it. Gotcha, kiosk. Yes, I know this is technically wasteful because I could turn this all into biofuel, but I can't be bothered. There's a pillar in there. So I think because the iron nodes are there, the limestone's there, the copper is right there, I'll probably build the factory out over here somewhere. Because I'm not likely to use the top area here otherwise. And plus the Caterium's over there, so I can belt that over shorter. Situation of how T4 is more expensive than T5? Except I'm using tier 4 belts over tier 5 because I actually have the resources for that and feel like I can afford that a lot more easily than tier 5. And tier 3. I mean, tier 3, to be fair, is even cheaper, but... Hey, static. That's loud. Encased beams suck? Yeah, I mean, like I said though, I've got a decent factory going for it. So I don't feel too bothered by doing that. Also, can you tell parkour up to that slug? Can I build over these rocks? Not entirely, as it turns out. You're already full up. Again, temporary power poles, just to make my life easier while I do this. Please tell me these are the destructible kind. Good. I think those are beneath the water, so they shouldn't be issues. Yeah. If they're not going to be issues, I'm not going to bother to remove them. Yeah, there's no need. Can't really utilize this fully. Build out along this coast to some degree. What is that? Is that coal? Yeah. Am I the only one that doesn't really care for this particular theme? Honestly, it's not bad, I just... eh. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna use it otherwise, Callie, so why not? Also, hi. Also, the water is really shallow here. But fortunately, it's not so shallow that you can't just place a water extractor, even though the extractor part of it is clearly underwater. Like, or underground. Like, that is... Right, I didn't build it. But the water is so shallow here that honestly I'm amazed I'm swimming. In fact, how... Feet are literally through the floor. But it's so shallow that I don't have to worry about filling in because... You know, you can see it's pretty damn under the ground there. It's just a well. Yeah, there's a bunch of wells lined up right next to each other. Amazing, isn't it? Extending this out. I just want to give myself a large area to work with to start. And then we can get extracting and building as need be. Again, temporary. Also, a little pro tip, you can get around not being able to build into those things if you just zoop into it instead. Gen 2 remake, Callie? Not even close. This is the Calamity Pokemon from Gen 9. You know, the 4 treasure Pokemon. This is their battle theme. I need 3 refineries for wet concrete. Okay. Easy. Also, I made some manufacturer inputs, mostly so that I didn't have to keep making the silly tiered input nonsense. Steam sheets. Sure. Can I go over here? Just about. No, I could just place it in this corner. Maybe not there. Hearing this theme, I wonder if Az is gonna be in Legends ZA. Wouldn't be surprised considering he's kind of eternal, you know? I am flying. What's up, B-Block? So, I only need 360 limestone. Since this is a pure node, I can get away with a Mark II miner. I don't want to use Mark III miners more than necessary. I think if I angle it that way, I'm gonna have to do something like this. And like that. It even clears that, so I don't have to worry about it. Let's see, you need 240 a minute? I'm already out of concrete. Why am I not surprised? Here, let me just refill on that. I need... some. Okay. I only needed 1. Wet concrete. Definitely not the most loved recipe over time by some people, but 120 to 80 isn't the worst either. When you consider that normally it's 3 to 1. You know? It's a lot more power, but you're now turning 3 into 2 instead of 3 into 1. A lot of power and the need for water, but also, you know, whoop-de-doo. Now, can I fit off the screen? Can I fit these here? No. I'd have to break up this a bit. This is Gen 2 Remake. Okay, so if I do that, it should be good. Alright, if I do this, it should be good. I don't have the most room on this, you know? That's fine. Leave it a decent ways back just to give it space there, and then I need 300 water, was it? 100 times 3. I actually don't even need Pipeline Mark II. That's the best part. Did I get that slightly less squiggly? No, I'm leaving it where it is. Now, with that having been built, let me actually see if I can do this. Welcome to the Hall of Fame and let's go, I guess. Straight mode for pipes 1. Probably sooner than not. No, that's fine, that clears. Don't need any of that, and in fact, back here I can turn this back into regular foundations. Well, just like that, I have my 300 concrete to go places. Specifically, it's being split not quite evenly between things to make encased industrial pipe and heavy encased frames. Now, did I see correctly that there's basically no coal other than Coal Lake? Am I going to use coal from that lake for the first time ever without it actually going towards power production? So the problem is that I need to make steel, right? And in this general area, there's nothing. There is coal up here, however. But that's quite a ways to get it over here. Because, remember, that's like a double waterfall set up there, and this is quite deep. I could train it, but I don't know that that's worth it. I mean, I guess the shortest route would be to just take it up across the river here and down this way. Or over here, since that's probably where the ironworks will be. Huh. I don't need a lot of coal, but I don't think I want to set up two drone stations. Yeah, I need 104 coal, and it's all going to solid steel ingots. And, yeah, no, that's still... I could get Caterium and bring it over this way as well. But I almost feel like setting up iron stuff would be better. Let's just go look around and see, like, where the iron would come, or the coal would come in. Would come, like, back along here. Like, if it was a larger amount of coal, then yeah, trains would make sense. But I think it's close enough to where trains aren't really necessary. I guess if I went up that slope, it would probably be better. And now I can't do that. Ah, it drove me into a wall. Downward instead of upward. Yeah, there's this path here. Natural tiny little downward slope somewhere. Uses the jetpack in the water. Then come down this not so shallow slope. It's kind of steep. And then out over this way somewhere to a coal node. Just give me a break, game. There's two here, though obviously that one's covered over, and then there's two back here as well. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think this coal would probably be better put to use doing other things, because I'm planning on expanding out my coal power that's out here at some point, now that I have access to Mark III miners. Because I can, so I might as well, right? Like, yeah, okay, the one pure node I won't be able to do anything with until Phase 5, once I get Mark VI belts up and running, but otherwise, you know, why not expand it? Why not? Because I can literally, you know, I've got compacted coal set up over here. I can literally just upgrade two of the two normal nodes, the one coal and the one sulfur node, to Mark III. Doubles the output. I can then just either duplicate what I've already got there or overclock the assemblers to 200%. And then if I overclock the generators as well, because, you know, I haven't collected that many slugs, relatively speaking. There's still tons of them out there, and I mean, okay, I've used one thus far, the 400 I have, but keep in mind, that's still a fair amount. 144 plus whatever 57 times 4 is plus another 70. And there's no reason not to overclock generators, because higher fuel consumption for equally as much power generation, you know? There's no downside to it. Somewhere that away? I only need about 105. Let's do that. Nope. Just Mark 2. But still on straight mode. How jank does that look? Not at all. It's actually nice and smooth. Nice. Can I get this over here? Yes. I don't want to take too much of the woods down, so if I can avoid taking some of it down, that'd be better. Alright, enough with your straight mode nonsense, because it's immediately going to send it out over that way, because that was the last direction it was heading. Yeah, I don't think so. And yeah, in case it's not obvious for anyone not aware, I do play in retaliate mode, because look, we've got an understanding, alright? If I attack them, they'll attack me back, but I don't bother them, they don't bother me. We can all just go on about our lives as if everything's good, you know? Nothing wrong going on here, nothing bad or anything, just another day. In the world of massage 2ABB? Is that what the name of the planet is? That's at least most of it. I might have missed a part, though. I can run the wire a lot further than the belt, but I'm trying to make sure that the wire isn't flipping in any obnoxious way. Also, this is the same song as it's been for the last 4 minutes. I think it's finally coming to an end. Honestly, kind of surprised I even remember this song, but I also didn't remember where it was from, so there's that. Other than it's got a distinctly Gen 8 vibe to it. It's from the Boutique, by the way. Am I going along the right path here? Yes. Oh, it wasn't single mode. Oops. That's why I didn't use the explosive, because I wanted to just do single, but I changed it out of single because I wasn't paying attention. Sure, and then that stuff I honestly don't care enough about. Yeah, see, that can almost reach to there without issue. Reach a lot further than the belts can. think I want to head that way. Yes. But I gotta get there first, so... Like I said, I'm trying to minimize destruction, not completely avoid destroying everything. A little bit of destruction won't hurt anything. Probably. You know, doing the 7-star Superior raid the other week. I guess it was last week. And I ended up using a Contrary Lorantis to defeat it because Contrary is fun and Lorantis worked pretty damn well for it. But anyway, messing with Contrary reminded me of when I used it in one of my Gen 5 playthroughs, and between that and just Superior, I guess, and whatnot. I don't want to go back to Gen 5, but I also don't know what I'd do. I mean, I'll probably do a warp randomizer at some point of it regardless, but beyond that, like, I don't know. Still one of the best generations of Pokemon, period. I'm not sure I want to do a regular playthrough of it. So, my main setup's just over there currently. So bring it out this way. That tree's gonna have to go. Wait, place it. Jesus. Speaking of Gen 5. Oh yeah, at some point I have to get around to basically finishing up what I started a few years ago and complete my my decks in Black 2 or White 2 so that I can go get that shiny Haxorus, and then there's also the Gible and Dratini and other Pokemon, all of N's Pokemon. A lot to do. Nice. Let's see, of the copper stuff. That's not copper stuff. Just coinciding with it. Aluminum sheet, steam copper sheet. Oh boy, 22. Oh dear. But most of the copper is being split between fused quick wire and I guess outclad casings, but then there's also the majority of it is going to steamed copper sheets, which I'm going to need to build out here because water. What do I... Right, I already said I build steel products with this. Where does the iron go? A lot of it goes to iron wire. NFE? Kiosk? Why did I just call you kiosk? NFE, Callie? Not fully evolved. Ah, so like, okay. I mean, I think the answer is pretty obvious. You know? Why do you think I've done so many Professor Oak challenges? I say so many, I'm on my third currently, but... Why do you think I'm doing that instead of other challenge runs? I'm more in it for the catching than I am for the battling. I'm not the biggest person for battling, you know? Oh, cool. Heavy encased frames. So heavy modular frames will be able to be built down in this area completely, because everything for it is in this area. I know, Callie, but like, I don't know, I'm not the biggest fan of doing, like, challenge runs regarding battles. You know, that's why I'm still going at the Professor Oak challenge in Legends, even though it's been months and it's been going very slowly, if at all. Because I like catching, I like doing the research. And am I really going to have to send .278 plastic somewhere? What the fuck? Okay. You say so. Fun fact, this isn't Gen 1. I mean, it is, but it isn't. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I could do more challenge runs regarding like monotypes or not fully evolving or things like that, but I mean, I've been having more fun doing the other types of challenge runs, including like the item randos and the warp randos and such. The idea of doing the like a monotype run, it just never really interested me. I don't know. Anyway, the bot said it's time for another break, so it's time for another break. So I'm gonna take another break. Yeah. While I'm away, I'm gonna run some ads. It's the only time during the stream I run ads, prevents pre-rolls for the next hour, and ensures that the gameplay itself is completely ad-free at the cost of some ads now when you can ignore the stream. Getting used to saying that. Yeah, no, I get what you're saying, Callie. I understand why. And I do need to figure out a reason to actually play Gen 9 again. Because I've still not touched Gen 9 outside of my main save. I've got 4 save files for Shields, but only one for... Hell, I've got 3 for Brilliant Diamond. But only 1 for Violet. Oh well, I don't know. Stuff to think about, but right now I'm mostly focused on the Professor Oak challenge. Since that is so close to moving on. That said though, again, I'm going to take a short break. Ads will play, but don't worry. They'll be done by the time I get back. Air conditioner, make up your fucking mind. Are you running or not? Hate it when it does that. Anyway, when I get back, we'll continue working on this factory and getting things set up. BRB. Dingle, you're a dick. Also, thanks for using your Prime here. According to just a quick find and count, that was 164 33s you just sent through the notifier. At least it was during the break. Yeah, no kidding. 164, and then you followed it up with a 69 because nice. Anyway, I'm back. And let's get back into the game after that ridiculous notification. That only took most of the break to get through. Obviously, I've got power run all over the place here, but I don't have power actually set up yet. We'll worry about that in a little bit. Ethereum I don't need a lot of. The other two I need 31 and 36 refineries set up, respectively, for copper and iron. $1,830 iron ingots per minute going to iron pipes. Yep. Look, iron pipes isn't the most efficient usage of iron in the world, but there's so much iron in the world, and it eliminates copper from the recipe, or copper. It eliminates coal from the recipe, so it's usually worth it. And yeah, I'm still gonna do it, even though that's kind of ridiculous. Debating on what to do for the Caterium. So I think since the copper node is over here, right? Yeah, it's right there. Probably have it come off down this way, and so we'll start setting up copper refineries over here. There's some wildlife in the way. That's the output side, clearly, so I want it to be something like that. So I'm going to need 31, well, 32 essentially. I think I'll just build out 16 and 16. If I mirror it... Yeah, I'll probably mirror it. Am I even going to have enough platform for all 16? Nope. Not by much, though. I think that was even one more than necessary. No. I mean, it was, but having that buffer is also nice. That is not the right window. Again, temporary, these power towers. Now, can I reasonably get these set up? Like this. That's aligned. The inputs are flowing the correct direction. So. Again, temporary. So let's see. If I need 31 refineries, I want... that divided by 2 is 51.480, basically. 51.48. Whoopsies. Um... Is that right? Oh, I'm looking at the iron. That's why I'm getting confused. Yes, okay. That's fine then. I was looking at the iron instead of the copper, and that didn't make any sense up until that point. It's 37.5. Let's just treat it like it's more than it actually is. Also, let me get my cheater spreadsheet. Because that much more easily allows me to do things like this. And then that goes to Mark 4. It's 375 right there. 450, and then... Wait, what? That's not right. I'm doing output, not input. Damn it. I hate it when I do that. Okay, so input is 15 per minute. Normally. So, yeah. 45, 60, 5, 9. It turns out I didn't actually need the cheat sheet. Where am I? I lost my spot. And 20, 50, 80, 210, roughly 240. I'm gonna go all the way down to the other end, though I will just do this. Don't need to change the belts. But I might as well. Damn you, autosave. And also the fact that's already a Mark III belt. Okay. Minimize that. And the outputs are configured to go this way. I'm not sure that I'll keep that. But what is the copper going off to? Other stuff. The only other thing that I'm really interested in... Well, there's two things. There's the quick wire and there's the copper sheets. Which... Let me see. If I move this down this away, we'll make it a little bit more obvious. Plus... this... Don't care about fuel. Get that out of here. Get that out of here. Boy, this lags. Oh, I wish I had mods. Make this so much easier. Trying to figure out how to split things up. So literally all the Caterium is going to fused quickwire, which makes sense. How the hell am I supposed to get 319.4 copper ingots per minute to somewhere? I mean, I guess I could just overgenerate. Not really ideal. These small numbers are so obnoxious to deal with. Well, anyway, there's your copper production set up. Steamed copper sheets requires 22 refineries. Probably do that right over here. I'm overextending this relative to the rest of the platform, but it doesn't matter. There, now I should have flight all around this area, and I can even do this. Because I'll probably use some of that space for something. And try and maximize the amount of area taken up. I mean, of course, the way that these are set up, the inputs and outputs are aligned the same way. Prioritize the inputs because the outputs are easier to do, considering there's a water input. Oi. So how many of these do I need? 22. So 3 sets, roughly. Yep. Nice and aligned with the power tower flipping through. That'll be removed once I'm done building shit and actually have powered for flight. You know, I actually honestly do want to redraw those anyway, because I can reduce 3 down to 1. No, 2. Do that. That. Of course, get that. Not that. Alright, these are all already set, which is nice. We come all the way down to the front where the inputs are. I can set the first two. Because I'm gonna need... that much. 120.37. Oh, right, yeah. Do that. I should have just copied it. Because you can copy paste and have it actually do that. Of course, that one was already set up, obviously, but like if I did it here. Oh. So there's that. I should probably get the copper actually set up. I'm gonna need 465 copper. That should be doable with Miner Mark II very easily. Honestly, 480. Just send it. Why are you there? There. Of course, never mind how this is supposed to port itself like this. Also, I now want to move this over to the side slightly. Now it's too far to the left, but whatever, it is what it is. So that evenly splits it between the two rows. Now how do I deal with iron? Because iron's the one that I'm actually concerned about in regards to the coal, obviously. But iron's going to require a lot. Utilize the invisible node? Probably. I don't have to do it that way. If I do a Miner Mark II on one of them, I would need to do a Mark III on the other, but I don't need to Mark III both. Which is the nice bit. Oops. $548? Yeah, okay. But then I could do this down here because it's weird how it snaps to over here, but yet you can't get the node unless you're looking over here. Like it doesn't work from up here. And looking straight at it doesn't work. It's only this offset spot. $720, which I can handle. Just about. Do I want them to go out this way, or do I want them to go out this way? In which case, do I actually just want to use that one? No, I think I should use that, simply because I know it's there and I won't have to worry about trying to find it again. Because realistically, I'm gonna want room for, like, Ethereum-related stuff over there. If I was to extend this platform out this way... There's some power. There. Little rock formation. Yeah, so if I bring those out over here, I can then set up a platform out this way. Right. I can set up all the iron refineries over here. Plenty of foundations built out here. There. Okay, so like over here is probably the preferred direction, I'd say. Of course, I gotta redo that. That's fine. And you're almost fully overclocked. Really, the Blueberry Academy theme? Huh. I didn't think it was Blueberry Academy necessarily. They're both Mark 5 belts. Rough. Maybe I should start working on the aluminum side of the factory first. Figured this would be more basic shit, so it'd be fine, but then... Yeah. I kinda need aluminum products, don't I? Shit. Yeah, that's not ideal. Maybe I should shift my focus. Because what will it take to get aluminum up and running? It's going to take oil processing to get it fully up and running. Well, that's kind of annoying. And I will need copper up and running in order to get... I need copper to get aluminum, I need oil to get aluminum. Huh. I might just have to buy aluminum sheets in the awesome shop for the time being. Okay, let's come down right off of here. Is that enough space? Yeah, just about. How the hell would I do a load well, actually... I can think of a silly way to do a load balancer, but I don't know that it would work that well. Actually, no, that would work just fine, wouldn't it? Probably. I'm having to deal with over 1,200 iron ore here, mind you, so I'm trying to split it evenly. Might as well build up these two as well, I guess. Looks like the water's a little bit deeper out here. That's sufficient? One more. Not quite up to 500 yet. There, I'll just take that. There we go. Oh. 36. Okay. There's not a dead zone in the middle? There is, but it's fairly small. I'm not too concerned about that. You did not just do that again. Also, the outlines are bugged on again. It did this while I was building the computer factory. It's down there. It? Fuck's sake. Alright, I need more space. Just full zoop it, why not? Gonna be out of concrete again in my inventory very shortly at this rate. Alright, now what I want to do is I want to do another one of them and another one of them, except because I only really need 36 refineries. I wish I could blacklist items instead of just whitelisting them. Because it'd be so nice to just blacklist the foundations and not have to worry about selecting them while still getting everything else that I want. Apparently I still messed it up. It's alright. It's only a little bit. So that should be the 36 that I need. Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong, I do appreciate the filter for whitelisting, but blacklisting would be great too. Especially if you could filter multiple items at once, whitelist or blacklist, yeah. In fact, let me just verify real quick. Yes, 36. You can just go through there. And in fact, what you can do is offset. Because that, in theory, should prevent the dead zone in the middle a little bit better. Might not be perfectly offset, admittedly. Yeah, whatever. Those are a bit further away, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, so I need 36.241, so I need 224.12 divided by 2 is 112.06. Makes sense. Perfect. Yeah, I don't know, static. So my dumb idea for load balancing, maybe not directly on the ground, doesn't even really need to be there, and also get built over because I can do that. Okay, they're just gone. They're just gone. I didn't expect that to work like that. I'm sure they might reappear at some point. They might not, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do. I'm not sure. I wouldn't be surprised if they despawned, but I also wouldn't be surprised if they just fell through the world. That said, it's not as though adding a foundation there removes the ground from existence, so they probably were just forcibly despawned because they were trapped inside of an object. Nope. Get up here. I thought this was the exiled track. Gonna be a long time before we hear that track in the Professor Oak challenge. So yeah, in theory, just flowing the two belts into here and then flowing them out should just load balance it equally between the two lines, right? Because, like, why wouldn't it? They're being fed in at different rates, but both of these feed out at 780 per minute. So they're both going to extract the same amount. If anything, they'll actually be over-extracting, which could cause issues, but I can't really do anything to help them with that other than just, like, double up on it. Which I'm not going to do that. Stupid. The autosaves. Like, don't get me wrong, it's great how short they are, but the double stutter. The double stutter is what's annoying. Now we just do this. Let me actually make sure it is. Yes, okay. Those I think are still on copper, maybe? Maybe I changed it, I don't remember. Nope, still copper. Good, it still withheld the percentage even though the recipe changed. Alright, time for me to get the cheater sheet back out again. In reality, the cheat sheet that I'm referring to is just a spreadsheet, which is a multiplication table. That's all it basically is a multiplication table. But it's got a bunch of different rows set up with the different values for inputs and outputs and such, so it's handy for something like this, because it's just a quick reference for which belt goes where. So that is 315, 350, 5, 420. The weed number, it's funny. And that is just marked 5 from there. Yeah, so those are conveyor left mark 5s, and those are belt mark 5s, and... Well, I'm glad that I have awesome sinks being fed. Oh my. I think supercomputers might have backstuffed. It's not super consistent, but yeah, that's over a million points, upwards of 1.5 million points, 1.5 million points per minute. We're gonna be alright on coupons. Because, yeah, I mean, even 4,500 was, or 10,00? 450,000 or so, even that is more than it was at the beginning of the stream. But yeah, I can only assume it suddenly jumping up like that means that supercomputers have backstuffed and are now overflowing. Because that's the only thing that should be worth that much. Cool. So I can buy aluminum sheets then. Also, wasn't I at like 50 some tickets before? Now it's up into the 80s. That's pretty cool. And then there's all these iron outputs. Yeah, I don't want to mess with this tab because it's got things moved around. Need to duplicate it. I want to see. Yeah, that's not really helpful. Okay. That's not as helpful as I was hoping it would be. Honestly, the only way I see myself really doing this properly is to, like, add more refineries and get certain ones dialed in precisely with what I need, instead of having, like, this and... yeah. Now I'm debating on if I want to keep streaming tonight. This is supposed to be a longer stream than normal, but I don't know. This is such a complex factory. I think I need to work at it at smaller chunks, and I think I'm more or less hitting the limit for what I want to do tonight. Also, this is bothering me. Fill it in. I I don't really want to cut a stream short, but if I'm not feeling it, I shouldn't force myself. That doesn't want to do 3, so... Yeah, I mean, you own static. And I'm not saying that anybody currently here would either. But there are people out there who would be like, you gotta cut it short. Hey, I see how it is. Fuck you. No? There are certainly people out there who are like that. Hopefully none of them are viewers of my channel, but... if nothing else, before the end of the stream, there's one more thing I want to do. And that is be on the correct side. Not that there's really a correct side of this, but most people can choke on an athlete's sweaty socks. Wow. That is a statement. Fair enough. I mean, yeah, honestly, like, along similar lines, you know. I'm not going to tell you to go fuck yourself, but if you don't like my stream because I don't use a face cam, or because I usually don't play music, or I'm not playing music that suits your tastes, or things like that, then, like, honestly, just go watch someone else. I don't care. I'm here to provide entertainment to you, but I'm not going to bend over backwards to make sure the stream suits everyone's needs. Or wants, I guess I should say. I know I'm not the most entertaining streamer. I don't provide the best content out there, but a lot of what you need to do nowadays to get the views, I just do not agree with. So, that doesn't help anything. Either way, I don't really want to get into that conversation too much more. Thank you to everybody that is here that has been watching tonight, and so on. I don't tend to pay too much attention to them, but I have noticed the view count tonight has been very good, and I appreciate that. Also, Phantom Gas, still here. Doesn't hurt, but it's there. I want to go up there. Not up there. Not at this point. There's not a super long way around if you just, you know, go up the rock faces. I want to skip that to some degree at least. Oop, oop, oop. Thank you. That helps. That got me no height. Oop. Come on. I have already been partway up this structure because there's a hard drive up here, but I've specifically been avoiding going all the way up until I did it sometime on stream. In fact, here's the hard drive, just to give you an idea of how far up I actually went. How it crashed here like this, I don't know. But it did. How long is this track? It's another minute long? Okay. Oh yeah, there's a whole bunch of them flying around, because of course there is. Whee! I could have just died there if not for a jetpack. I don't have to use all my fuel doing this. Oh, wait. How is this even attached? This feels like it could fall over any day now. Yeah, this is the way you're... I don't know if you're truly intended to do this, or if it's just an option so that you can do it earlier than not. As opposed to, you know, waiting until you've got a jetpack, but like, this route. Hey, I got a checkpoint. Also, yay! Uranium! And it's impure. Interesting. Yeah, there's one of the 5 nodes for uranium on the map. Not a lot of them. But yeah, this is the highest point on the map. Nowhere on the map is there a higher point. Which is kind of crazy because, like, that's pretty high up. But you can see everything else is just... My hand is bobbing up and down slightly. Apologies for that. It's hard to move this when I'm arcing my hand. You know, it's hard to do it smoothly like that. Well, that's the thing, Static. There's no pure uranium nodes. And yeah, the fact that this is an impure node is kind of rude. But also... What's the rate? I need to find an impure node. Okay, there we go. The most ore you can get out of an impure node, even with a miner Mark III, is 300, which is probably why they did it. Because, I mean, do you really want to run belts down from here? Or even a train? Up there is well beyond the death plane. That bit, Static, you can. The little shuttle that goes up and down, you can stand on it. But all the way up there is beyond the death plane. You can get up there, but you won't be alive without cheats. I don't even know if there are cheats that allow you to survive up there, honestly. But yeah, if anything, also mountain peaks in the background. If anything, I would think that in order to get stuff out of here, you'd want to set up a drone port and use drones. Right? So it only producing up to 300 ore per minute is actually probably a good thing in that, because... Again... You know? So, it being impure is probably good. Is that lower than this edge? I mean, it looks like it's slightly higher, based on the fact that you can't see the top, but you can see the bottom of, like, the main circular bit. Also, don't mind the jaggy lods in the background. I mean, that's background, very way out in the background, sort of skybox stuff anyway, but still, don't mind it. Yeah, I think down there would be more at level, so I think that's slightly above. I also don't know if that's at a consistent... It can't be at a consistent height. It has to be at least a minimum above that, because... If you were to put down a space elevator here, obviously I can't, but like... You know, it has to be up there. It can't be down here, obviously, even though... You know? In theory, I could relocate my space elevator over to this peak. It would be very not helpful, but I could do it. There's a yellow slug there. Also, yeah, there's that hard drive, and there's the power tower. Was it that one? I think it was that one that I started from. Kind of crazy. That's the little factory with the invisible refineries from this distance. Look at the power tower spam. Can't actually see anything that I've done because it's all blocked by land. There's a nasty hard drive somewhere around there. I think it's over there somewhere, but you can't see it from here. I don't know why that looks like that. LODs are fun. Sam node spotted. There's that factory. If you're wondering also why not only did I decide to do 420 belts to serve 2 manufacturers for the uppermost level here, but why didn't I, like, obviously I can't do 840, right, on a single belt at this stage in the game. But why didn't I do Mark 5 belts at all, especially like initially? Saving on aluminum. Mark 4 belts are cheaper. Mark 3 belts are even cheaper, but I don't mind spending on Mark 4. Yeah, I don't know what was going on with, let me zoom out a little bit. I don't know what's going on with that texture. The reflections kind of look funky. Also, that's a hard drive. I would guess that that's a geyser. There's some more green going on down there. That's a sulfur node. Is there only one sulfur node down there? I think there used to be 2. Right? Maybe not. Then again, there also used to be some quartz nodes right there. There's not anymore. They're down that away more somewhere. Down there. I don't know where. I just remember seeing them. Copper. Oil. There's a seam line of some description over there. And another one there. Another few there. You can actually see like 3. I mean, it's probably the same seam, but comes and goes. Hard drive. Thanks, I hate it. There's that SAM node I mentioned earlier. I wonder. Actually, no, that's the sulfur node. The uranium node is... I don't remember exactly where it is. It's not that far over. It might be like right around there, or is it right around there somewhere? I don't know. Somewhere back there. And then there's a SAM node up there somewhere. Of course, the uranium node up here is one of the newest. Actually, is the newest. I wonder, can I see that one SAM node from here? No, I don't think so. It's off somewhere this away. I don't know if it's that grass slope, like right here. But yeah. Very difficult to move my mouse this slowly. It's not that, I'm pretty sure. I think that's... I don't know. Maybe it... I don't know what I'm looking at. Did I? Hey, where can I fall the furthest? Probably down over this side, right? Down to the water? Around the backside? I think that's the, Yeah. To be clear, I'm not going to jump to my death here, people. If I jump, I'm not jumping to my death. I want to you know, hover slam, basically. I'm sure you can understand why. Also, apparently I'm using 69% of my swap currently, so that's nice. And 42% of my RAM, also nice. Get a little taste of the radiation again before later. Well, it's certainly a different way to look at the world. I didn't actually hover slam it because we're so far out into the water, it doesn't matter. Ooh, that's interesting. Now, was that... I want to check, was that the water? Like, where I am in the water, or is that the height in the water? I think it was the height. Yeah, it's the height of the water. Oh. Oh, God, now I have to get back. Where am I exactly? Be better off going this way. See how hard it is to drive from here, I guess. No. Here. I was trying to turn for so long there. I'm sorry, what? Is that cave? It is, right? The one that goes underwater? Yes. Though I think I remember seeing that they apparently changed this so that it doesn't go underwater anymore. This is the one that goes in towards those quartz nodes. Yeah, I don't know, static. Remember, this is massage to a BB. It's not Earth. Very different to our homeworld, supposedly. I mean, clearly. Flora and fauna tell us as much. I knew I should have just waited on building the Explorer. This terrain, I swear. Also, there's a hard drive for you. Again, there's only one that I'm missing, and it ain't this part of the map. In fact, it's kind of on the other side of the map. Almost complete other side. And I'm not sure that I'm ever going to get that hard drive, because I don't honestly need to. Does not like me trying to pan the camera like that, I guess. Alright, we're back to where we started. Yep. Yeah, well, the vehicles don't take out all foliage anymore. They will take out some stuff, and the smaller trees are among that list of things that they will take out. Lighting. Well, actually, I don't think that's lighting weirdness. I think that's just the sparking. Hi. How you doing? Hi. I think that's just the sparking over the water from that. Also, I added 2 pylons here, not because I needed to, but because I kept getting flung off by just having one there because it was too sharp of a corner. I got tired of that, so I put a second one in. We did it a little. Ooh, good song. And it's not the troll version either. It's the good version. Because you must construct additional pylons. Don't really need the light on at the moment, do I? That's a very bright moon. Fun fact, that pipeline bridge, up until that corner there, is built off-grid. Yep, that entire bit there, all the way back to where the pumps are, off-grid. Only here does it go back to being on-grid. It wasn't really intentional, Static, to be fair. Just what happened? Here, I can dump that off, dump those off, dump that off. I can't dump... Not dump those on the ground, dump those into there. You didn't have to tell me, though. Oh, yes, I did. I had to tell you and anybody else watching. Whether live or after the fact. How we doing? 93. What is this? I mean, it's bouncing between like 1.2 and 1.6 million, so I'm fine with it. Also, we went up about 10 tickets since I last checked. Or coupons, whatever. I mean, look at how quick that's going. You can tell when the supercomputers get dumped, because, like, it just goes right up. Yeah, there was a supercomputer. I love it. Absolutely love it. And the only thing left is the hazmat suit. Which I'm in no rush to get other than for inventory slots. That's all I really care about at this point. The hazmat suit's great, but... eh. Oh, sure. Autosave. Eventually here, I'll restock my character. The steel beams take 3 stacks of... I'm just gonna stop the music there. That's a good track to end on anyway. Those... that... Pop that off and that. Pop that off and that. Iron plates, I'm 1 plate off of a full stack, really? Concrete, I of course need all 3. Rubber and plastic weren't touched, unsurprisingly. Iron rods are actually not terrible. Rotors, I only used 10 of. Don't know what on. Only 40 of those. Copper sheets. Yeah, used a fair amount of them, no surprise there. And then motors, I guess, is the last thing. There we go. The usual inventory minus computer stuffs. Okay, so I kind of skipped a couple of breaks, but like I said, I think I just need to stop here. Because I'm trying very hard not to burn myself out on this game, despite how much I still want to play it off stream. But this is a complex enough factory that I think I need to just stop here and call it quits for the night. Did I really leave the desktop capture enabled? I need to stop doing that. There's nothing there for you to see, but also I'm pretty sure I just saw less than 1 FPS on OBS for a second there. That was impressive. Impressively bad, but still impressive. Alright, well, again, apologies to end a little on the earlier side, but like I was just saying, I think it's better that I do this than continue to play and just annoy myself with trying to load balance everything, because that... I think honestly what I need to do is do that off stream, because that's just not fun. You know, it's not fun to me to have to do that, and it's part of why I haven't done much for that starter factory, quote unquote, with all the basic items off the northwestern coast. I need mods. I need mods so badly. Mods would make my life so much easier for this. Literally just put down an auto splitter and say send this much this way and the rest that way, and be done with it. But mods aren't out yet. Gotta be patient. Just wait. Hopefully soon. Hopefully soon. Speaking of soon, when's the next stream? It's kind of soon. What are you gonna say? The right thing. Love it when that command actually works as it's intended to. Yeah, I've got nothing else planned. GTA racing obviously is dead as far as I'm concerned. I don't know, are people trying to race? I'm gonna guess not. No, they're all playing Lethal Company again, because of course they fucking are. Well, even if they weren't, I wouldn't be playing GTA because online requires BattleEye, and fuck that garbage. Literally, like, when I do eventually update GTA, because I'll probably have to, at some point, just to continue using 5M, when I do that, first thing to do once it's done, delete BattleEye executable. No. Get off my hard drive. No. It's not staying there. I do not want that on my computer. So, it's 5M or nothing. Not that that matters for a Monday night stream, which is what I was actually originally talking about there. Yeah, so I'm not dealing with BattleEye. So GTA is dead outside of 5M to me, unfortunately. Well, single player, which is what 5M is technically. I don't know, maybe I might revisit GTA 5 single player at some point. Maybe I'll stream it, maybe I won't. I don't know. But since that doesn't require garbage to play, you know? But for now, it's not in my plans. I want to keep working on Satisfactory. So that's Monday. Wednesday, I don't know what it'll be. We'll see. And then hopefully Friday we can actually get F&R going again. Instead of, you know, having EJ and Max both be like, no, sorry, not this week again for the third time in a row. Because we were supposed to race last week, and it got canceled more or less last minute. And then from the very beginning, this week was just not going to happen. I don't remember where, but I remember Max saying that it's probably not happening. So I had plenty of advance notice on that, but yeah, hopefully we can have F&R next week. And then Saturday, we're not going to get a 5M server up and running by then, so, oh, good. Oh, good. Let's see if I can not go off at T1 this time. I followed Olam. Just saying. He also went off ahead of me. Oh boy. Yeah, don't send it into the first turn on lap 1. At least it won't, hopefully won't be GT3s only. I don't know, it might be. I hope it's not. I hope it's multi-class. Had enough of GT3s as of late, because that's literally all we've been fucking doing for the most part. But that's not a problem for tonight. Like I said, next stream, Satisfactory, Monday night. Because I don't like streaming on Sundays, for the most part. I like a day off. I like having a day during the week where I can basically always say, no streams this day except for rare occasions. So I can just be like, yeah, no, I'm not streaming tomorrow. It's a Sunday. Give me that day off. Anyway, I think that's enough rambling about random things while discussing the next stream or 2 or 3 or whatever. Uh, yeah. No, that's basically it for tonight. I will run ads on the way out, as I usually do. If you don't want to stick around for them, that's fine. Just leave. Appreciate it if you wait until I'm done talking, but do as you wish. I'm not going to send you anywhere, because I'm just not. So, yeah. Watch the ads or don't. If you're a sub, you shouldn't see them, so there's that. Emphasis on shouldn't, though. You know how Twitch is. Anyway, that all being said, that's going to do it for me tonight. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and hopefully, I'll see you next time. Later.